chop up the chicken like this, pretty much what I went ahead and did was I took it out of the freezer, let it defrost a little bit. I cut it while it was frozen so I can get these real nice thin pieces out of it. What I'm shooting for here is something as close to shawarma as possible. You know, I don't have one of those nice vertical broilers to make shawarma the right way, so you gotta improvise somehow. And the seasoning and everything is going to be kind of my own. I'm going to do it the way I want it. I want this to taste how I want it. So there's no wrong or right way to do it. Just kind of wanted to show you guys how I do it. So now that my chicken's cut up and everything, I'm going to go ahead and add all my seasonings into it, so that way I can put it in the fridge and let it marinate for a little while. So right here I have some orange juice, a lemon freshly squeezed, and a lime freshly squeezed. I'm going to go ahead and add that into there. Get that all over the chicken. Don't be afraid to get in there with your hands. Just make sure they're nice and clean first. You know, wash your hands. You can't wash your hands enough when you're handling food. And you know, I'm only cooking for my family, so I definitely made sure I wash my hands correctly. But if I was, you know, cooking for guests or something, I might even throw on some gloves or something like that. People have different preferences. So now in here I got some chili powder, some turmeric, some coriander, freshly ground black pepper, some pink sea salt, and cumin. One more thing I'm missing for some reason. I think that's about it. Some cumin, some black pepper, sea salt, turmeric, chili powder. Nothing too extreme, nothing too specific. Go ahead and toss that in there. Get it all over. Still have a little lemon. Mix this up first. More in there. Mix that up. Ginger garlic paste right here, scoop some out of there. You got one hand right now. I don't want too much of this anyway, so that's good enough. Mix that throughout as well as I can. Alright, and then I'm going to cook with this as well. But what I have here is pretty much just some olive oil, and I've gone ahead and put some pieces of garlic in there. I've just smashed them by hand, thrown them in the bottle. It's been in there for like a week now, and the oil really smells like garlic. You got the garlicky taste in there, so I'm going to go ahead and there's a little bit on here. I'm going to cook with this too, but I want this taste to get all over the meat. You know, I want to taste all of this. Mix that in there. Out of all the spices, the ginger and everything in here, I'm smelling the garlic more than anything. I love putting garlic into my olive oil. It really adds a great taste to everything you cook. Alright, now this is all really nicely mixed up. I'm just going to go ahead and cover it with some ceramic wrap. And that's about it. I'll just throw it in the fridge for like an hour or so, let it marinate, pull it out, let it come up, you know, warm up a little bit, come to room temperature, and then I'll cook it up. And it's not going to take really long to cook. These pieces are really thin. You know, and that was made possible because I cut the chicken while it was partially frozen. It's easier to cut thin pieces when the meat's frozen. So it's real thin. It's not going to take very long to cook. I'm going to bust out the cast iron pan and cook it on there. It might take, you know, a couple rounds of cooking. All this isn't going to fit in there at once, but then it's going to be amazing. And then, you know, after that we'll get on to the next step. So let's go ahead and let this sit in the fridge for a couple hours, and then I'll show you what's next. Alright, so while that chicken's marinating, I'm going to go ahead and make a little variation of a tzatziki sauce to go with it. You start off with some Greek yogurt. More. Got some cucumber that I shredded up with the cheese grater earlier. I'm going to toss that in there. Dill. Probably not going to use all of that. A little bit more. Crush some garlic. If you guys haven't figured out by now, I like lots of garlic, so just a couple more cloves right there. Not so traditional to add into a tzatziki sauce is some onion. I've grated some onion up as well. I'm going to go ahead and throw that in there. Go ahead and squeeze a lemon in there. This one's actually pretty soft. I don't necessarily need this, but it'll make things a little easier. And I'm actually going to go ahead and squeeze the lemon into here, so avoid getting any seeds in the sauce. Gently pour that in there. I don't know where the strainer is, so go ahead and use a fork. Alright, that's really all you need in there. I'm going to go ahead and mix this up, give it a taste, and then I'll determine if I need to add more stuff. And like I always say, you can always add more, but you can't take out what you've already added. So if I need the other half of the lemon, or if I need more dill, I'll go ahead and add that in there. You don't have to. I'm going to. You don't have to, but you can. You can add some salt and some pepper to taste. I'm going to go ahead and grab some salt and pepper right now. I won't go too heavy on the salt, but I actually really like the taste of freshly ground black pepper, so I'm going to use a good amount of this. Try some salt. I'm using Himalayan pink sea salt. Too much, just like go ahead and mix that up and give it another taste. Alright, so I don't think I need the other half of the lemon. I actually really like the taste of dill, so I'm going to go ahead and add the rest in, because I'm not really tasting it in there yet. And dill is something that's traditionally added into a tzatziki sauce, but if you're not a fan of dill, just go ahead and skip on it. You know, it's not really gonna hurt to skip on it. That tastes perfect to me. So now that the sauce is made, chicken's been marinating for a while now. I'm gonna go ahead and get that chicken out and we can start cooking. Alright, so I got the chicken out of the fridge. Put the sauce away so it can cool down a little bit while we cook the chicken. Like I said, I'm gonna cook the chicken in portions just because there's a lot of meat and I don't want it to cook unevenly or anything, and the pan's not that large, so I'll go ahead and add a little bit of this into there. Sure it's hot enough. So go ahead and spread out the chicken throughout the pan. I'd say the rest of it's just gonna, I'll cook it in another portion. 2 portions should do all the chicken. We'll let it cook, not too high of a heat. I don't want to burn anything. And once it's cooked, once all of it's cooked, we'll get the pitas, we'll warm them up, set everything up, and ready to eat. So that's it, we just gotta wait for it to cook now. Okay, so there is the chicken, all cooked. Got some low-carb pitas here. Got the sauce we made earlier. Some lettuce and tomatoes. Ready to build. Let's do it. Alright, so I've gone ahead and taken the pita. I've heated it up on the stove just a tad bit. I'm going to use it as more of a wrap rather than like a traditional pita. Being that it's a low-carb pita, it's not as sturdy as your traditional. So it's a little bit more thin. I don't want to try to stuff it and then end up having pain just to eat some food. I want to enjoy my meal, so I'm gonna go ahead and use this as a wrap. So I'll start with some sauce on the base, a little bit. Smear it right there. Don't need too much. Go ahead and grab some lettuce. Lay that down right there as well. Everyone's different. I personally enjoy having a lot of lettuce in my sandwiches and in my wraps. I just like the crunch, I guess. Go ahead and grab some sliced tomatoes. Lay them down. Now for the best part, the chicken. Lay some of that down on there. This isn't one of those 5-star restaurants where you pay $1,000 for a little 2-bite steak. Don't be cheap. Go ahead and get some chicken on there. Alright, then I'll put a little bit more sauce on top of there. And that's it. Just wrap it up, eat it. Definitely looks like it's going to be a bit of a pain to eat. But I like to get messy when I eat, so I think that looks fucking delicious. Time to dig in. Let me know what you guys think. If you have any comments or anything, please feel free to let me know. If you like this video, go ahead and hit the thumbs up. Otherwise, see you guys next time. Peace. Alright guys, today we're making Chinese. It's gonna be really fresh.
You
Let's do it. You want to be in the video? You can be in the video, all right. It's Chinese today.